Welcome back to my channel. This is February, it's my birthday month. I wanted to kind of wrap up and mention things that I've been loving throughout the month of February. And I kind of want to start out with, like, usually miscellaneous items are at the end, but I wanted to start off with some certain things that I've really been using this month. I went back home for my birthday and I found, I'm sure in some of my other videos you've seen my Hydro Flask, but I left this 6 months ago back at my parents' house and I finally got it back, and I'm so happy because I use this every single day. It keeps your water really cold. It's, how many ounces? 40 ounces, so drinking like 2 of these is probably like right around the mark of how much you should drink per day, depending on how tall, how big you are. Love Hydro Flask. I have a black one too that went missing, so hopefully I can find that one, but this is my main like white Hydro Flask that I've used so much last year, and having a reusable water bottle, can't recommend enough. I love my Hydro Flask. This is also not exactly miscellaneous. With being at home, I kind of have been alternating between doing Pilates and then working out at home, and I recently got these. They're in a case, but they're ball of angles. You probably have seen them like all over social media, people using them to do workouts, but these are 2 pound, like you can use them as ankle or wrist weights, and they're just like kind of covered with like a silicone material, but it wraps around your limbs so well and it doesn't move around. I don't know like why or like how, maybe it's just the way it's designed because you can stretch it and it's adjustable. I can't say enough good things about these. It really makes having extra weight for exercises a lot easier. They haven't fallen off. They don't like move around even if you're doing something that's kind of more intense. So if you're interested in like working out at home and you want like weights, like I recommend them a lot. They're really great. And then I have just 2 skincare items. It's winter, yes, but there's still sun. You're still going outside and stuff. You're still getting exposed to UV light. And I'm almost out of this. This is the Supergoop Glow Screen. It's SPF 40. It's avobenzone and octisalicate. I really like this sunscreen because it adds like a glow. So sometimes I'll go, if I'm like working out in the morning or something, I will just put on this and head out the door, and it kind of looks like I have something on my skin. You look a little more awake and it evens out your complexion. It's really good to put under makeup too. Really, really like this. I will probably be repurchasing this because I like it so much. And then, second other thing, this is the Weleda Skin Food. I have gone through about 3 of these over the last few years, 4 of these. I just can't find anything better. I love how it smells. Yes, it has fragrance, so if you're worried about fragrance, I wouldn't recommend it. But to me, it doesn't seem to irritate my skin. It's almost like a Vaseline. It's the in-between a thick lotion and a Vaseline. But when I have really dry skin in the winter, I already have like dry skin, but it gets really bad in January and February. So I put this on every single night. I just cover my face in it, and it's really, really nice. You can find it at Whole Foods or any kind of, I think most grocery stores might carry it. I always have gotten mine at Whole Foods though. And then I have one kind of miscellaneous tech item, and that is my oldie but goodie G drive with my USB-C adapter for my Mac. I've been using, if you haven't seen, you have to check it out, my last video, 27 things I've learned in 27 years, because I did turn 27 in February, and I compiled a ton of like vlog footage to create that video, and I had to create a new library for Final Cut and put it on my G drive and edit it on my G drive essentially to create that video. And I've realized like if I want to continue doing vlogs or have longer videos and create like more content, I'm gonna have to utilize this more. I'm considering getting an SSD instead to replace this, because I feel like it's not super loud, but to me it's kind of loud, and it's also a little, it's pretty old. This thing, it looks new, but it's at least 10 or 12 years old, and it's only 1 terabyte. But this thing is great. Definitely recommend if you're someone that needs more space or does any kind of video editing. They're great. So I have anime movie and show recommendation. I've been watching Gurren Lagann, which is a pretty old anime, but it's really good. And I've also caught up on Attack on Titan season 4. It's the final season. I think there's only about 4 or 5 episodes left of the whole series, so I don't want to spoil anything. I will link trailers to those 2 animes below. I hadn't watched Attack on Titan in years. Like, I watched season 1 and season 2 when it aired. I was like just starting college when Shingeki no Kyojin season 1 came out in like 2013, and I really was into it, and then I just didn't want to wait so long, but I just binged season 2 to recap season 3 and now season 4, and the story is so good. I forgot like how good it was. It was always like one of my favorite animes even when just season 1 was out. Really, really good. I'm only a few, like 6 episodes into Gurren Lagann, but I do like it. I think it's like a really good anime. I do recommend those. And then as for shows, I'm still watching Sex and the City. I'm on the final season, which is season 6. I really want to know who Carrie ends up with. I really want her to end up with Big. If you know this show, please don't spoil it for me, but I'm probably gonna finish that in the next month or so. And then I also watched one movie in February, and it was called The Half of It. It came out in 2020, so it's new. I think the director is Alex Wu. She's specifically, I think she's Chinese American. I could be wrong. This is a coming of age story. I found the actors very wholesome. They don't use any A-list actors that I know of, and it's filmed in upstate New York, but it's really good. It's like a kind of high school. This girl, she's nerdy. Her father immigrated from China, and it kind of shows a window into an American like immigrant and first generation, and having to deal with parents that don't speak English fluently, and kind of having to grow up at a really young age and navigate the world as like someone who's basically having to do a ton of stuff that an adult would have to do, meanwhile only being like 16, 17. And it's really good. I recommend it. It's on Netflix. Those are my shows, movies, anime recommendations, but I have been reading a lot of books. I finished Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which is kind of like a philosophical, it's a novel but also a philosophical book, kind of like a memoir, and it's written by, he's a doctor. He ends up going into not just one but 4 or 5 different concentration camps during World War II, and it's like a recount of his experience in the concentration camps. And then the second half, it's like split into 2 parts. The second part is his philosophy, which is, and like his training, which ends up being, it's called logotherapy. His idea is that man, to live like a fulfilled life, needs to have a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning, and he goes into like the psychology behind it and how, you know, his experience reiterated the importance of having that in your life. And I found it's very short. If I'll put like a picture of it on the screen. I really, really liked reading it. It's really quick read and I think very inspiring. I also read Heart of Darkness for a book club that I'm now in, and also a short book, but not an easy read. It's kind of like the story of England, their imperial era in the 1800s, and a man going to the Congo, going up the Congo River, and like that time they were like trying to get ivory and things like that, and it's kind of his take and adventures like while there. And also pretty philosophical, much darker though, not as inspiring or uplifting, I would say. But it's an interesting novel if you're interested in that kind of like genre of fiction. But I'm now starting to read this book for my next book club. Like the previous book club meeting was British literature, and then now we're doing American literature. The Pale King by David Foster Wallace. If anyone's read it, let me know what you think of it. I'm going to be diving into this in March and April. The next meeting isn't until May, so it's been fun though. Going to that, it's just like a group of just 4 or 5 people max. We all like have dinner together, like tea, and like everyone kind of brings their own dishes, kind of potluck, and talks about literature and the books that we've read and like a theme associated with it. Sometimes it's a specific novel, but it's been like really fun to try to get into reading. I did like major in English when I was in undergrad, and haven't been able to read fiction for fun in a really long time, and it kind of, because there's like a deadline and you actually have to talk about what you've read with people, you end up actually finishing the books. So that's been like a cool thing to partake in. I kind of want to do something similar, like just with my channel maybe, or like on Instagram or something. So if you are interested, I might kind of do an online virtual book club and like have like either on Discord or something, have like a time where we all talk about like what we've read. I don't know, just something I'm considering. That's really it. Other than that, I've been continuing doing Pilates. I want to film a Pilates video. Maybe I'll do like a workout like at home. But yeah, that's really it. That's been like my favorites. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what you've loved this month. Feel free to leave any video suggestions in the comments below. And again, like this and subscribe if you want to see more from me. I hope you had an amazing February, and I can't wait until warmer weather and less like scarves and turtlenecks and wool and everything else. I am so excited for summer. But it's cool being like 27 now. February, got lots of snow. I can't wait until the flowers come out. Anyway, thanks for watching.